Hey guys, Mark McMahon Real Estate. Today I want to talk about the 3 biggest mistakes new investors make and how you can avoid them. So, without further ado, let's get rolling. Number 1 is overpay. Most new investors spend too much money on their properties in the beginning because they've got this fear of missing out. They've got FOMO. That is the biggest mistake you can make. Number 1 is paying too much for a property because you're afraid you're not going to get one, whether you're going to hold it or you're going to flip it. Guys, you've got to be really, really careful on this. You've got to go in with your eyes open and numbers in mind. If you go over that amount, you're going to get in trouble. So always make sure to stick to your numbers. I go over that in my course, how to do your numbers and how to do them correctly, guys. And I've even done videos about it. I go over that in my course, but Allie's going to link a video that shows you how to run the numbers on a rental so that you can be safe when you do it. So how do you know if you're overpaying? Guys, you can simply look at Redfin, you can simply look at Zillow and run comps. It's very, very simple. I break it down. I've got so many videos on that. The course covers all of that, but you need to make sure that your numbers are appropriate to the area. And again, you can use the free resources of Zillow and Redfin to check your numbers. What you want to do is you want to check and see what a rehabbed house is selling for, and you wanted to check and see what an unrehabbed house is selling for, and you want to back in your numbers. You want to see what your construction costs are. You want to see what your holding costs are. You want to use your 40% rule. If it's going to be a rental, you can get your numbers right there. So guys, run your numbers and don't fudge them. Stick to your numbers. All right, number 2. Biggest mistake I see new investors make is they overthink. What do I mean by that? Overthinking is when you look at a property and run the numbers a million times and you keep coming up with the same number, but you still don't think you've got it yet. Guys, you're eventually going to have to take a leap of faith in this game. Now, it may not be exactly what you wanted, but as long as you don't overpay, like we talked about on number 1, you're going to be okay. All right? Overthinking, overanalyzing, analyzing to paralyze, all those different statements or different things people say, those are things you've got to watch out for. I know people that have been investors for years that have never bought a property. Okay? They go to the meetings. They show up to my seminars. They take my course. They watch all my videos, they watch everybody else's videos, but they never actually pull the trigger, right? They're overthinking it. They're so caught up in the analytics of it, they don't pull the trigger. Don't be that person. If you're that person, it's just a hobby. You're not an investor. So make sure that once you get your numbers, you pull the trigger and you move forward. And every time you do that, I can't say it gets easier. I'll be honest with you. It's still always kind of scary. But you get better at it, all right? You get better at analyzing. You get better at pulling the trigger. You get better at having more confidence. So don't overthink. Don't overpay and don't overthink. Number 3, this is a big one too, and I'm only going to do 3 today, but these are the 3 mistakes I see most investors that are starting out make. Guys, these are the same 3 mistakes that seasoned investors make. Maybe I've made these mistakes before. Maybe it's why I'm sharing it with you. Don't over rehab. We've talked about this before. Over rehabbing is like a cancer in the investment world. I see people doing it all the time. They're picking out finishes and colors, and that's fine, but they're picking out the cabinets and the doorknobs, and I'm talking about for just a standard rental. Guys, it's okay to be slightly better than everybody else, but don't try to hit it out of the park. You know, if you can do a rehab for $20,000 with what I call Home Depot finishes, then do it, right? Don't spend $40,000 on M-Tech hardware and Milgard windows and all these other more expensive items because maybe they'll last longer. Guys, people are going to destroy things. Sorry, that's the way it goes. Don't overdo it. If it's a buy and hold, you do it to the standards of the neighborhood that you're buying in. If it's a flip, Same rule. Look at Redfin, look at Zillow, look at all these other rehabs that have happened in that area and either match them or do slightly better. But you want to look at more than one. So here's a real world example of that. We did a flip a couple of months ago, and I've mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. Nice neighborhood, fairly high-end neighborhood in Southern California, and there were several houses that we could choose from for our comps, our comparables, right, in the neighborhood. Some had air conditioning, some did not. And these were, I'm talking about rehabbed houses, houses that were flipped. So I looked at all of them. I looked at the prices that they sold for, and guess what I found? The houses that didn't have air conditioning sold for the same prices as the houses that did have air conditioning. And guess how much air conditioning was going to cost me on this house? You're right. It was $8,000, give or take, right? So I didn't put the air conditioning in. I just had a heater, a forced air heater in, and I didn't add the air conditioning to it, right? So I didn't have to do that. Guys, I saved $8,000. It sold for a record price for that neighborhood. And it wasn't just because of the economy and just because of what's going on in 2000, at the time, 21. It was because we did a really good job rehabbing it. We did exactly what the people in that neighborhood wanted. And one thing that they didn't care about, they were ambivalent about, was air conditioning. So we left that out. So that was an extra $8,000 in our pocket. Adding things that don't need to be added is a killer. Do not over rehab, guys. I'm telling you, don't do it. So these are the three things I want you to look at them again. Take a picture, put it on a sticky note, put it on your mirror in your bathroom so you don't do it. Don't overpay, don't overthink, and don't over rehab. Three biggest mistakes, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Please like the video and sign up for notifications. Allie gets a kick out of that. If you guys are new to investing, or even if you're seasoned investors, go to the link in my bio and sign up for the New Investor Bundle. It's absolutely free. It's a bunch of stuff that we put together for new investors, questions that everybody's asked over the last few years. There's a checklist on how to get started. There's videos. There's, what else do we have in there, Allie? Oh, a deal analyzer. God, you get a deal analyzer. How about that? You can analyze your deals there. So anyway, guys, go sign up for that. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.